Had to park the truck into the wind. Blowing so hard today. Crazy. I don't know how we're gonna hunt in this. They forecast 4 to 5 mile an hour wind, but I think they were wrong. Now we're tucked behind the truck here out of the wind, but we're about ready to brace for the brunt of it here as quick as we walk around the truck and go set up on that ridge. Whew. I think I'm going to find a little pocket there to sit in, slightly out of the wind. I know what the game will be today with all the deer hunters out. Opening day of deer and elk season in Montana. We're chasing pronghorn. They'll probably have the pronghorn pushed around pretty good, but that might be to our advantage. So there's a buck over there. He started at 3/4 of a mile away. He's walking right to us. And I think he's the buck that ran across the road in front of us the other day. 4 miles that way. It looks like him, but I'm not sure. When he gets closer, I'll know for sure. But if he stays on this same line, he's gonna come right through this gap down below us here. Put on some sort of buck perfume this morning, Jace. Well, I don't have one in the chamber yet, but I'm set and ready. Because that buck went from 1,200 yards to 550 yards all on his own. So he only has to come a couple hundred more yards. He'll be right down here at 300. I think I'd have to shoot him. he got to 375. And I don't know what spooked him, but he just stopped and started looking to the west for the longest time. I think there were some coyotes or something. And now he just ran. He's almost back to where he was this morning. He's at least 1,000 yards away now, maybe further, and running. I don't know what's over here, but he saw something over here. 375. Dead rest. Was practicing my breathing. It was perfect. But I thought he's going to get to like 250. I was waiting. If I end up not filling my tag, it's nobody's fault but mine. I had my chance on the third morning. Well, that's just a heck of a deal, what that is. Just a heck of a deal. Guess we better find some more, Jace. Oh man, just as we crested over that ridge, I just saw the horns of a buck kind of over here, so we looped around. And he was running. When I saw him, I just saw his head, and now he's out here about a mile away before he finally stopped. Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna go get a turkey sandwich. Some of you are like, Randy, you haven't shot anything today. What are you doing? Rewarding yourself with a meal. You know? I'm rewarding myself with a meal. Well, we came back, we had a sandwich, had some Oreos for dessert, ate an apple. And I'm gonna go over on this little point where we were this morning, where that one came to 375 yards. And that's the afternoon evening strategy, because there are a whopper full of antelope on that private a couple miles that way. Now, if somebody were to just go drive around, check on the cows or something, they might run down that gullet right there. So, that's where I'm going to set up. And maybe we won't see anything. Nothing out here right now. Doesn't mean there won't be. Well, we got about an hour and 45 minutes of daylight, and I saw a group of pronghorn come down here, but they must have went straight west, because I never saw them pop out anywhere. And now I'm looking way over west about 3 miles, and I see a whole lot of them over there, and some of them are on BLM. So we're gonna walk the route back to the truck, jump in the truck, make a drive, park over there, confirm they're on BLM, and go for a stock if they are. But I'm pretty sure they're on BLM.
Buck in them?
Yeah, this second one from the back is the buck we've been chasing.
That's crazy. They're on BLM right now, but there's just this little sliver. It's like 200 feet between the road and the BLM. They've been here feeding all day. And just a car never drove by. That's why I couldn't see them. They were just behind the slope. So the question is, do we go back to where we were? I think the answer is yes, because they're headed right there. I think there's some guys fishing or something just right over here. I can hear voices. And the pronghorn were coming this way and they stopped, and now they reversed and they took a 90 degree and they're going back over to private. Yeah. So we got an hour left. I don't know if we can get to that other spot where I saw them down here, but we got a 40-minute distraction here. If they would have just kept coming, this is the gap. This one and the next little spot is where they cross every time. But they saw something they didn't like. Nothing else. I'm going to go mark where those other ones are for morning. And maybe they'll be in a stockable spot come morning. I know, Jace. I think we got someone put the voodoo on us here today.
Sure seems like it.
That's crazy. They're standing there on public, but there's a little sliver between the road and that public that you can't get to. That's a heck of a deal. Well, should have shot that buck this morning, but 375 yards. I've been having too much fun. I don't want to take a chance. I mean, it was as steady gets. Compared to last night's shot, it was way steadier. I mean, I was just breathing, no wiggle, nothing. I could have shot him, but I just thought he was going to get closer. So then we spent the rest of the day looking glass and finally found the group that has the buck in it that I've sort of been chasing, but no dice. They headed way back up into some private. Maybe they'll loop around to the BLM, I don't know, but we're changing camp, so while Jace sets his tent up, I'm gonna get some dinner cooking, and tomorrow, day 4. I want to get it done tomorrow. Whether or not I will, I guess the antelope get to have a big say in that. Tomorrow. Well, technically it's legal shooting light right now, but I can barely see, let alone shoot. But yesterday, the last time we saw that group of pronghorn was over here about a mile, and they were coming northwest. So if they came over a mile, they'd hit this BLM piece. So we're gonna slowly putz up here. Just look down into these basins and see if maybe they work their way up there. If not, maybe they did a loop and they went back to that spot that the first 2 days they just hung there really tight. But I know it's the same group, about 9 or 10, depending on if they pick up a spare doe or not. And right now it's only got the one good buck in it, and it's the one I want to shoot. So something happened to the other buck. Either he split off or he got shot. So we're gonna load up and either way up to this hill, climb over and look in every little nook and cranny and hope they are there. Stay tuned. Day, whatever it is, 4, something like that. I'm in the lead here. Going deeper into private. Man, if they would have just been over here this morning. Oh man. 150 yards on the other side of the road. I'm wondering if that's him. I don't think it is. And there's only 5 total antelope in this group. That other group that bigger buck is in has had 9 to 12. So I don't know if it's him. I think we're gonna, while we still have low light, we're gonna race around to where we were yesterday morning and see if they're in there again. That's them. That's the group with the buck we were hoping to find. Oh, follow them, see where they go. If they ever get over into BLM, which they're about a half mile from BLM and heading towards it, but well, I'm gonna go look down into this big drainage here. If there's anything down there. If not, keep looking around. We got all day. But we only have today. They're on the wrong side of the fence out there, I think. I'm gonna borrow the spotter. I don't know if it's our group, but whatever group it is made it across that fence. We know where our group had went. We saw them this morning by the road. We followed them. They almost got to BLM. And then they said, oh, wait a second. We get shot at over there. And they ran 2 miles over here. They crossed this little corner of public right over there. And now they're on private again, going that way. So we're wasting our time looking for them. We go and look below where we camped the first few nights, see if anything's out there. If there's nothing there, we're going to go where our current camp is. We're going to walk over those ridges there, get up high, and just glass all of that country below us. And that'll take us till about 2. Then I'll make another decision. I think we need a candy bar, Jace. Down in this wash here and see if we can stay out of their sight. Bad part is when you're out of their sight, they're out of your sight. See him. Damn it, they're moving. Yeah, he was 320 to something like that. There you go. Tough when you're dealing with such little pieces of public. You gotta make these big loops to go around private. The optimum way would have been to come in on those ridges up there and peek over, but that ridge is on private. So I kind of had to take this narrow little strip. They were further this way, either further than I thought, or they just had continued feeding in the half hour or more it took us to get here. I don't know how long of a loop that was, but 2.1 miles. So she goes. Off we go to the next one. Well, I just came over and looked at a bunch more ground, and there's not a pronghorn over here. So, elk season is open, and I have an elk tag that I was supposed to hunt yesterday and today and tomorrow morning, but I like hunting Monday morning. The Monday after opening weekend is one of my favorite times to hunt elk in Montana. So Jace and I have been living in tents for the last 5-something days. We're going to run into town, get a shower, get a room, get a good night's sleep. And we're going to go hunt elk in the morning. And I'm coming back here next, I believe, Thursday and Friday to fill this antelope tag. So the antelope hunting's not done. I mean, the downside is November 1st, their horns are falling off by then. The third week of antelope season, whew, you're really pushing your luck there, Newberg. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to head to town. We're going to get cleaned up, rested up, because tomorrow, if I shoot an elk down in that hole, boy, we're in on for a packing session. Marcus said we could call him and he'd bring troops if we shoot one down there. So we'll see. Stay tuned.